Fred Wall, the VisaCoach here. Today's topic is, how long will your fiancé visa take in 2015?
VisaCoach. Fast, easy, and personal.
Hi, my name is Fred Wall, and I am the VisaCoach. I'm known for the personal one-on-one attention, well, you, as my client, receive, and the effectiveness of a VisaCoach front-loaded presentation that leads to fast and easy approval. Today's topic is, how long does it take to get a K1 Fiance visa? Well, as of May 2015, the answer is, well, 5 to 6 months on average. Well, unless your case is processed at the Texas Service Center, well, more on that later. Here's how it works out. Usually it's 1 to 2 months at USCIS, 1 to 2 months at NVC, and 1 to 3 months at the Consulate. I regularly get calls from people saying, wow, those numbers must be wrong, because they found a website or they talked to somebody who said it'll be much shorter processing time. What's their secret? Well, the secret is that they are either telling you what you want to hear so they can get your money, or just referring to one of the different steps in the process, not all of the steps. It's only worthwhile if it's from the start to when she actually gets that visa embossed into her passport. So when I talk about estimates, I always use what is most relevant to the couple, and that is starting from the time USCIS cashes your check, ending on the day that your foreign fiancé gets her visa. Now, two different departments of the U.S. government are involved. There's USCIS, Homeland Security, and the Department of State. Now, USCIS has tasked 5 centers scattered around the USA to process fiancé visas. And these are located in California, Nebraska, Texas, Vermont, and Missouri. Now, in general, Homeland Security recently, is getting their job done extremely fast. They're doing most cases in 1 to 2 months, which compares to their standard processing time of 5 months and slower times we've had in the past. But unfortunately, there is one exception. The center in Texas right now is seriously behind. When most of my cases are approved in 1 to 2 months at the other 4 centers, cases that are assigned to Texas that have SRC as the first 3 letters of the case number, can be taking 9 months or more. Now, this is, really strange, because all fiancé visa cases are originally sent to Dallas, coincidentally also in Texas, and there a USCIS clerk sorts applications, assigning them to the different centers in order to balance the load. That being the case, the processing times from all centers, should be about the same. But for some reason, for the past year, SRC cases are well behind all others. Hopefully, USCIS's processing center in Texas will get their act together for 2015. Now, can you choose which center your case is processed at? Well, sorry, no, you can't. Historically, cases were sorted geographically. East Coast went to Vermont, West Coast to California. Now, with the new system and the sorting clerk, it still seems to be mostly geographic. However, your case could be assigned to any of the locations. You just have to hope for the best and wait and see where your case is assigned. Now, processing includes a background check by the FBI. Now, the most common and prolonged delays you might achieve or see are caused by avoidable mistakes made during the preparation of the petition. If USCIS finds a petition is wanting, is incomplete, items are missing or illegible, or even if the payment amount is not exact to the penny, processing grinds to a halt until the problem is fixed. Then finally, once USCIS approves, the case is passed to the U.S. Department of State. The Department of State has a processing center in New Hampshire called the National Visa Center, or NVC. NVC basically assigns a new Department of State case number, then forwards the file on to the American consulate responsible to issue the visa. In years past, NVC only briefly handled the case, and normally within 2 weeks forwarded it on to the designated consulate. Well, recently NVC appears to be having difficulty in keeping up with USCIS's faster output. And now cases seem to languish at NVC for 1 to 2 months before being moved on to the consulate. And again, hopefully NVC will step up their game in 2015 and catch up to Homeland Security. Now, once NVC has completed their actions, a few weeks later, the case file will physically arrive at the consulate that's handling your fiancé's case. And within a few weeks later, the consulate will contact your fiancé directly with instructions on how to book the interview, where to attend the medical, and final document checklists. Now, some consulates are busier and more efficient or work faster than others. In the Philippines, the process is very efficient and fast. Interviews can be booked by the fiancé or sponsor online, well, for about 1 to 2 months out. In Vietnam and Dominican Republic, it may be 2 to 4 months later before the consulate advises that an interview can be scheduled. The approval denial decision is made during the interview. Then, in about 2 weeks, the passport with its new K1 visa is returned to your fiancé. Now, just as in medicine commercials on TV, your results may vary. Some of my clients got their visas faster, and some of them got them slower. Okay? If in 2015 you plan for around 5 to 6 months average K1 Fiancé visa processing time, and, well, if you're assigned to Texas, plan for 10 to 11 months, you won't be too far off. This is Fred Wall, the Visa Coach. I'm on your side. Call me.
Asking U.S. Immigration for permission to bring your fiancé to America for marriage and happily ever after is a slow, complicated, and often frustrating process. It is all too easy to make crucial mistakes that cause delays and denials. Fred Wall, the Visa Coach, has written a short guide for couples contemplating fiancé immigration that points out the pitfalls, red flags, and common mistakes which cause problems, and how to avoid them. The Visa Coach is giving away this indispensable guide free of charge because visas shouldn't stand in the way of love. For you and your partner's peace of mind, don't do anything until you read this guide first. Get your free copy at visacoach.com/5.